Well, thank you, Senator Schumer. First, let me just take us back to last week where we remembered the horrible day a year ago when our capital and our democracy was attacked. Even after the broken glass was swept away and the black metal fence came down, the threat remains, and that's why we are here speaking about this. The attack on our democracy was sparked by a big lie concocted by the loser of the election and fueled by a network of his supporters. And they're not going to stop at anything to undermine our democracy. They've made it very clear. They attacked the Capitol on January 6, 2021. They're organizing at the state level to change the rules, take away the freedom to vote. At least 19 states passed 34 restrictive laws last year. They've got more than 100 bills to further restrict voting have been introduced at the state legislative level and continued into this year. It's not only happening in Georgia, it's happening in Michigan as well. Republicans in my state are trying to change the system to make it harder to vote. We, in 2018, made a number of reforms in absentee balloting and other things to make it easier for people to vote. And people voted in 2020, the largest voter turnout ever in the history of Michigan. And people voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to be our president and vice president. And so, yes, it was easier. And yes, people voted. The problem is the Republicans didn't like who we voted for. And now they are trying to change the process and make it worse. And they're working overtime to put election board officials in place that are going to take their direction from Donald Trump and Republican leaders rather than certify our elections based on facts. In other words, based on who received the most votes. And we came very close in Michigan. If it was not for one courageous Republican who joined the Democrats on the state election board to certify the vote, it would have been a very different story in Michigan and possibly nationally. And the Republicans in Michigan want to make sure that that doesn't happen again, that they actually control those members. Republicans in Congress are standing by. They're allowing this to happen. And we are fighting back. It's time to pass the Freedom to Vote Act. We've watched the Senate rules continually be abused by the Republican leader for way too long. And it's time to step up and restore the Senate so this body reflects the majority rule that was intended by the founders of our Constitution. It's our job to do everything we can to protect our democracy and our freedom to vote, and that's what we are doing.
Thank you. Senator Tester.